20 degrees in here. So he said it's roughly like a 30-degree swing from inside to outside, which is insane. Like, you can almost see my breath in here. It's completely different temperature. And these barrels are just hanging out. Yo! Look at all this ice floating by.
As MTV Cribs likes to say, this is where the magic happens.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Bourbon Hunter. It's cold, and we're here in Wisconsin. Tomorrow's supposed to be what, 19?
Tomorrow's gonna be cold. Glad we picked today, so
Yeah.
appreciate you guys coming up. Yep. Greetings from Baraboo, Wisconsin, everybody.
Yeah, let's go pick some bourbon.
Let's go. Oh, jeez. Well, I'll tell you guys what. It's hard to believe that we met at Red's Ice House in Shem Creek, and now we're here. So, again, as you guys can see, we do have a full restaurant, bar here at Driftless Glen. So, nice little gift shop, all of that fun stuff. So, big piece of our properties. You see a strapping young man here as well. This is Scott. He runs the whole restaurant, so he's been here since day one.
Wow.
Paid for videos, man.
Yep. Oh, sorry. I'll throw your per diem in later.
So I didn't introduce Justin, but this is Justin Sharpee. He is the man in charge when it comes to all things regarding barrel picks and sales of Driftless Glen. If you own a liquor store and you hadn't seen him yet, you need to call him because he's going to be there soon. So you might as well get to know him now.
Yeah, we just had a heck of a time down in the coast. So
yeah,
between Myrtle Beach and Hilton Head and Charleston, we can get into some of that a little later on. But again, yeah. So welcome to Driftless Glen, guys. Justin Sharpee.
Sharpee.
Yeah, it's okay.
My
Two
bad.
E's. But so founded in 2012 by these two amazing people here. So that's Brian and Renne Bemis. So in 2012, they set out on this adventure to build one of the largest true craft distilleries in the Midwest. Everything we do here is grain to glass. So nothing's sourced, nothing will ever be sourced, nothing ever has been sourced. So we, of course, Driftless Glen, we landed here because we're in the driftless region. So the area of the glacier landed essentially, what, Casey, like 15,000 years ago or something?
12 to 15,000 years ago.
A lot of years ago, right? So what that did is it gave us a lot of sand in our soil, and obviously sand, natural filtration, all that fun stuff. So great water makes great whiskey. So here we are in Baraboo, also the home of the Ringling Brothers Circus World Museum as we drove by. So the Ringling Brothers used to spend their winters here, which was kind of fun. Don't ask me why you'd pick Wisconsin, but
No idea.
what can you do?
Don't know the circus.
So Brian's background, real quick, was primarily an automotive dealership. So started selling used cars at age 17, built that into, I believe, 11 or 12 car dealership empire in the Chicagoland area. His wife Renee is a very accomplished sculptor. So she's done, people ask South Carolina, right? So people I'm sure are going, okay, Driftless Glen, Baraboo, Wisconsin, they're focusing on South Carolina. Believe it or not, South Carolina is our third best state in the country.
Really?
But we have some neat little tie-ins. So if you're ever in Columbia, South Carolina, and you go to Memorial Park, and you notice there's a German Shepherd War Dog Memorial with the soldier and his German Shepherd, Renee actually sculpted that piece. So that's
Really?
actually, yes, that's actually her piece. So that's a neat tie-in. I also have some neat friends in the NASCAR community out there in Jeremy Clements Racing, and of course I like your climate a lot. So we need to make South Carolina work.
Yeah.
Because it is nice to go down and visit. I love that state. Charleston, so pretty.
Charleston's nice.
So we do a lot with a little here. So we run a pretty slim team. So we have Casey, of course. We have Scott, our restaurant GM. Nathan, our head distiller, has been here since the day we opened. Abby, our operations manager, who's been here since the day we opened. Bethany, our head of marketing. Sebastian in the feed mill. And then Angelica in the bottling room. And then, of course, Carl. Sorry, Carl, I'm not forgetting you, buddy. Carl's hiding in the office right now. He's our Mr. Fix-It. So he's been around since day one as well. I always like to point out, in today's business world, you don't hear about that type of employee retention where Casey's been here for 8 years, I've been here for 8 years, Abby's been here since day one, right? A tribute to Brian and Renee's leadership. So with that team being covered, this is my favorite wall in the entire distillery. This is our wall of appreciation. So everybody here is huge supporters of the armed forces, fire, police. We also do a pink barrel for breast cancer awareness. So we've done some private labels with an air rescue helicopter group out of New Mexico, Arizona, Ohio. We've done some really cool barrel picks with the Brew City Tankers out of Milwaukee, so the air refueling wing. We just recently did a barrel pick for a gentleman's retirement. He presented us with a flag that was actually flown at his post in Kuwait. So pretty neat there. And then our neon pink barrel, every October we paint our small batch labels pink. We donate $3 for every bottle sold to local breast cancer research, which I think over the last 3 years, Casey, probably raised over $30,000. So
Probably closer to 50 now.
closer to 50, we'll take it. So that's the fun part there. So I love this wall. As MTV Cribs likes to say, this is where the magic happens. So I'm gonna pass the mic off. I'm gonna pass the mic off to Casey here. He's a little more well versed.
Yeah.
I'm more on the sales side of things.
All right, Casey, you're on camera
Let's
now,
go.
man. Let's talk about it.
All right. So most of what we do here is going to be bourbon. We make rye and malt as well as some wheated bourbon and a few other specialty products that'll be releasing later this year. But for the sake of the tour, I'm going to focus primarily on bourbon. So we're going to start with grain, all sourced from Wisconsin. It's going to be 60% corn, 20% rye, and 20% malt for our mash bill. We get that in. I don't have any currently, but if we did, this whole section fills up with 2,000-pound grain bags. That's going to go outside, start on the shaker tower. That shakes the bags down, travels up through the auger to the top of the mash cooker. So throughout the day, this is going to be about an 8-hour process of adding different grains and water, as well as a few different enzymes to help break down the starches. At the end of the day, this is going to give us about 2,500 gallons of mash. Right before we leave, I'm gonna pump it over to the first fermentation tank that's open, pitch in the yeast, and that's gonna sit for about 3 to 5 days. Yeah.
You got a good amount of these tanks, huh?
Oh yeah, so when we built this place, we were expecting to grow. So we have the capacity to expand much larger than what we're doing now.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, as you'll see later on in the rack house, our limit right now is space. I am out of space in every building. I got barrels stacking up. By the end of this year, I'm going to be stacking them outside.
Well, I'm hoping to take
So-
some barrels off your hands today.
All right, perfect. Like I said, we're not in production right now. Usually for the winter months, we take the time, stop producing, do some deep cleaning back here. It's also makes it a little more enjoyable to work when
Yeah.
it's not freezing cold.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
the only thing heating this place is actually the boiler, so if we're not running the boiler, it gets down to about 30 degrees in here.
Oh no. See, I'm not cool with that cold weather stuff.
I love the cold weather. I actually can't stand the heat. I
Really?
prefer it. So after fermentation is done, we transfer into what we call the beer well. This is basically a giant holding tank getting us a little bit closer to that column still. That way we don't have to try and pump all the way across the room. Inside here we do have a mixer that'll break up any of that crust layer from fermentation. Just homogenize the mixture a little bit before we send it up through the still so we don't have anything clogging up the still. So 2,500 gallons in the mash cooker, 2,500 gallons in fermentation. This tank has the capacity of 5,500. That'll be pumped to the top, yielding about 600 gallons of distillate when we're done.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's one of the biggest stills in the country. So we're looking at about 42 feet, depending on where you measure from the base here.
That's what she said.
So one of the largest stills, like I said, we were built for a higher capacity.
That's impressive.
Don't have a name for it.
It doesn't have a name?
Nope.
You gotta get a name for
Gotta
this
talk
big
to
girl.
Renee for that one.
This big girl right here definitely needs a name.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is essentially a very tall column still, right?
Yes.
How many plates are in here?
21.
21 plates.
Yep. So we only do single distillation as it falls through.
Okay.
Steam's gonna rise. As you probably know, steam is gonna evaporate the alcohol at a lower temperature.
Yeah.
Alcohol vapor is gonna rise to the top, water and mash are gonna fall. And then towards the top there, you can see the tubes on either side. Inside of those tubes is gonna be the recondenser. That'll fall through, condense into a liquid, pass through these two square boxes on the front. And if you notice, there's a big spoon in the center. That's where we get to sample everything.
Oh, nice.
At this point, it's about 160 proof, very hot, white dog, white lightning, moonshine, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
At the end, it goes into these two vats on either side for a total of about 600 gallons.
Wow.
When we ordered the still, we asked for a 16-foot still. They heard 60. So when the still showed up and we have 25-foot ceilings in here, and a 60-foot still shows up, we're actually not allowed to build that high. So we had to chop the first 8 or 10 feet off the top of the still there. About 15 feet got chopped, about 10 got left behind.
Wow.
That top section was turned horizontal up there, and this was supposed to be the end of the building in the plans. So this was just tacked on to house the still under a little bit higher ceiling.
Look at that.
Kind of a happy accident with that one.
You got the biggest still in Wisconsin now.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, gotta be a big dog, right?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, so during production, that'll yield us about 8 to 10 barrels per day. We're running 5 days a week.
Nice.
So about 50 barrels a week.
Okay. And not in the winter.
Not in the winter.
Okay.
So,
So how many barrels do you make a year? How many barrels do you barrel a year? How many barrels do you barrel of
typically-
bourbon a year?
1,200.
1,200.
4
Okay.
semi-loads.
Okay. 1,200 barrels a year.
Yeah.
And then, wow, how many do you have?
7,800 right now, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah. Quite a
Okay.
few.
So
Oh, yeah.
no wonder you're running out of room.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you'll see in the next building there. But neat to see. So
What is this?
this is the grain shaker. So
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's
Before the- yep.
They parked poor Sebastian in here for like the whole day.
Yeah, so before the grain is transferred into the mash cooker, we bring it out here, hoist it up with the crane. That shakes down into the auger.
So why do you
So-
shake the grain?
Otherwise, it does not come out of the bag.
Really?
Nope. It's very dense when it comes in.
No way.
Yeah, so turn this on for a second. Pretty aggressive shake.
That's no joke.
Yeah.
That's a lot of shaking.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
You know-
close that building up.
We should take that back to South Carolina and make some butter. This is such a cool town, though. Like the downtown area of it, it's really quaint. It's pretty cool. And y'all just slap dab in the middle of it. And you said you knew you were going to expand. What made them choose this location to start a distillery and start it up? Do you know?
I'm not sure on the specifics. I know they had a cabin up here for a while.
Okay.
So
So they may
were
have fallen-
familiar with the area.
They may have fallen in love with the area, and they were like, yeah, this is where
Yeah.
we want to do it.
Yeah, definitely wanted to be close enough to Madison, but not too far away. And then we have the Wisconsin Dells, just 17 minutes that way, and that's for you South Carolinians.
What's a
it's
Dell?
It's the Myrtle Beach. It's the Myrtle Beach of the Midwest.
No way.
Swear to God. Don't worry. If we have time, I'll take you guys into there, and we'll go drive down the main drag. It looks just like Myrtle Beach.
Go hit the water parks.
Yeah.
There's one thing I know how to do, and it's go to Myrtle Beach.
It has America's largest water park. Seriously, not kidding.
What?
Yeah, I swear
Up
to God.
here?
Water park capital of the
Water
world.
park capital of the world.
It's closed most of the year, is it not?
Yeah.
What
Oh,
an
that's most of the year.
What kind of person would build a water park in one of the coldest states I've been to? Ugh.
That's a beautiful area.
It's
If you have a
windy.
chance while you're up here, highly suggest driving through Devil's Lake.
Yeah.
Okay.
About 2 miles away. That's one of the busiest state parks in the country at about 3.2 million visitors a year.
Wow. So
Yeah.
tourism in Wisconsin. Big.
Huge.
Very
Big.
unique place.
A lot of folks from the great state of Illinois come to visit.
Oh yeah.
Really?
A lot
For
of-
the cheese?
for the cheese, the spotted cow, right? You tried one of those today.
That beer's good. That's a good beer.
Can't find it anywhere else.
My last trip out west, the neighbor offered me dinner for the week. He would cook for me the entire week if I would have brought him a case of spotted cow.
It is significantly colder in here than it is anywhere else. Like this, you could probably freeze ice on. He said it's roughly, I don't know, 20 degrees in here. Yeah, so he said it's roughly like a 30-degree swing from inside to outside, which is insane. Like, you can almost see my breath in here. It's completely different temperature. And these barrels are just hanging out.
Wow.
Dude,
Kid from the south up in Wisconsin, he gets excited when he sees ice floating down a river.
I get anybody
this is
excited.
so cool.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Jump on in.
Like, so there's ice in the river, so it's definitely cold enough.
Oh, yeah,
To
dip
freeze.
your hand in it. Dip your hand in that one.
Should I?
Yeah.
Yo! That is wickedly cold. Look at all this ice floating by. Could you like make a Spotted Cow branded plastic container that you put 6 beer bottles in and like hang on a rock and float in the river all day to keep cold?
Yeah.
Like, you know the minnow boxes that they have?
Yeah,
where you put minnows and they
just throw beer in it.
just throw beer in there.
Yeah.
And let it bounce around in the river, and then you got a chilled Wisconsin beer.
I mean, heck, when we have people over at our house, we just throw beer outside on the porch in the wintertime.
Out at the local ski hill here, we just store it in the snowbank.
Really?
Yep, bring a case with you, toss it in the snowbank, bury it, stays cold all day.
My freaking hand. What's the age of the barrels you're expecting us to pick from today?
I have a little bit of everything set aside for you. So the
Okay.
barrels for you guys are in the next building over here. I have
Okay.
everything ranging from 5 to 9.
Okay,
So
great.
a little bit of everything.
Awesome, I'm excited. There's a local store to me in South Carolina that kind of introduced me to your rye.
Okay. Cask rye?
Yes.
Definitely.
And
All right.
Justin helped him pick it out, or sell them, obviously, sell them.
That's my personal favorite.
And I'll tell you what, 7.5-year rye had a bubblegum note, man. It was insane. Rye is so cool because it picks up on characteristics a lot easier than bourbon. And a lot of people don't understand that. Some people may be more timid to kind of approach a rye because they're like, rye, I'm not a bourbon guy. But I think rye sometimes has some of the most impactful flavor of any whiskey I've had.
I'd agree. There is a much wider range of expression you can get out of a rye than a bourbon.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, our bourbon is great, but I would say the best product we make is rye.
And what's the mash bill on the rye?
75% rye, 25% malted barley.
Great. And the bourbon mash bill?
60-20-20.
Cool. So
Corn,
you're not
barley, rye.
not hiding the 8 ball at all. You're like, this
Nope.
is what we do. These are the barrels we use, and we're proud of it.
Yep.
That's cool. That's awesome. And I got a question for you as a. So, what's your title? I don't want to call you something different. Is
A little bit of everything. So
Okay.
as Justin said earlier, we run a very small team here.
Yeah.
So we all have to do a lot of things. So primarily what I'm doing is keeping the bottling line running. I'm in here on the forklift digging out single barrels, all of the sampling. I
Okay.
make sure he has barrels to drive around with and have people do samples of.
Okay.
Make
All
sure
right.
we can keep the single barrel program running.
Okay.
And then I also get to do a lot of the blending.
Oh,
so
great. That's
I'll start
fun.
off with the blending. I'm still pretty new to this yet, so I don't exactly trust myself only. So I will get an opinion from head distiller Nate. I might go into the kitchen, get an opinion from our chef. Might go to the restaurant manager, ladies in the back office. So kind of get an opinion from everybody before I really do a blend.
I'll give you a title. You're the barrel master now.
All right, perfect.
Since,
Like it.
yeah, well, barrel master. And with you having that now self-proclaimed title, what is the difference between storing the barrels sideways or vertically? Is there any benefit to doing it this way? Because I see a lot of them stacked this way, but then every now and then you'll see some stacked pallet size.
So for us specifically, it's a space issue.
Okay.
So we used to have the old wood rick system in here. All of that was ripped out years ago. We needed the extra space. So we switched to the metal racking system, and that's how I'm able to pack so many into this building. As you can see, I mean, we're talking clearances of an inch between racks.
Yeah,
So
dude, you're not squeezing between there to go see a single barrel in the back. You're gonna have to move 50
operating in
barrels.
here is a little scary with the forklift. You're within inches of other barrels. You don't want to knock anything over in this building.
You're forklift certified, huh?
Oh yeah. This building will act like a refrigerator until about June.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Got that big fan back there trying to blow some of the warm air in. This was actually pretty nice in here until it got sub-zero a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It got down to, I want to say the wind chill was -30.
Yep.
So
Now that's
that
cold.
chilled this building
Negative
a
30
little
is
bit.
really cold. I have never been in negative 30. I will never go anywhere that's negative 30.
I was hoping it was going to be -30 when you guys were up here. Because that, like, when we discussed you coming up,
I got plans.
I was excited to have you come up here when you said I'll come up in February, right? I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
you're going to get a taste of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Right? Anybody can come visit in June when it's 82 degrees and sunny, but you guys are getting a real taste of it, especially tomorrow. Not today. Today's fake.
Today's a fake Wisconsin day. Love it. This has Wisconsin on the metal. Are these made local?
Yep.
Really?
So Merrimack is about 10 miles away here.
Wow. So you try and keep, I mean, with the grain and everything, even the metal frames, You keep everything
we
local?
can, we keep it local.
That's pretty cool.
I usually like to say, so Brian and Renne's commitment to keeping everything as local as possible without sacrificing quality.
Yeah.
Right? So racks, Wisconsin, fermentation tanks, water tanks, main holding, beer well, all Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Now the grain is from Wisconsin.
The grain is from Wisconsin now.
Correct? We're still going
Yep.
back to Wisconsin, yep.
Wow.
Definitely. For a while there, we were sourcing corn out of Illinois, northern
Okay.
Illinois, but everything is back to Wisconsin.
So when we're tasting our barrels later, is that the original Wisconsin grain or is that the Illinois grain and then back to the Wisconsin?
Mix of both, actually.
Probably a mix. Okay.
Yeah, depending on the year
That's
that we
cool.
sample. Like I said, we have everything ranging from 5 to 9.
Great. I'm so excited.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm driving home.
I know. I'm ready.
As you can see in here, there is all kinds of different barrels, different shapes, different colors. A couple of years ago, we ran into a barrel shortage, so we were taking whatever we can get. We were working with Calvin Cooperage for quite a while there. Those barrels are phenomenal. In between, we worked with a few other small cooperages, so I have, I want to say 6 other cooperages in here.
Right.
Barrels Unlimited was one of them. That's going to be most of our 10-year stock. That was one of the very early ones.
Wow.
Those are
Nowadays,
59s, right?
Yep, those are 59s. Nowadays, we're sticking solely with the oak cooperage. They're out of Missouri, make a much higher quality barrel. It is quite a bit pricier than most barrels on the market, but
This is a nice looking barrel.
it'll be worth it.
This is a nice barrel. Pioneers used to ride these babies for miles.
Oh, the pioneers used to ride these babies for miles, and it's in great shape.
Now I don't have to spray paint the logo on anymore. Laser engraved.
I always like to say kind of the progression of Driftless Glen over the years, right? So when we first started out, Casey and Nathan are writing on it with a Sharpie marker. Then we went to Post-it notes. Then we thought we were really cool when we got to spray
There's the
paint.
Post-its, and then spray paint.
Then we had to spray paint a stencil on there. We thought that was cool. Then our Zach barrels came pre-stenciled, and then the oak cooperage come, of course.
Laser.
Laser.
engraved.
Laser?
Yeah,
Oh,
it looks
laser.
laser. That looks freaking cool, man.
So we get that question a lot too. Do you guys do any 25s or 30s? We did initially when we first started laying barrels down, but we no longer have any 30s or 25 gallon.
Yeah.
Got one 25-gallon barrel left
Oh, number
up in this
one.
corner.
Number one.
Barrel number one.
Wait, you still have barrel number 1 from the olden days?
Yep.
Oh man.
Hiding over here in the corner.
Sell it because it's delicious. It probably is a little rough.
Yeah, I'm
That's so over oaked, I bet.
not opening it.
What's the what's the char level y'all use?
Char level is 4 now.
Wow.
Yep, we've had a mix of 3 and 4. Now we're standardized onto 4.
That's cool. And this is old girl.
Yep, that is
that's the
barrel number 1.
So that first picture I showed you guys of Brian and Renne,
Yeah.
that's the barrel they were filmed.
Wow.
Yeah. Not opening that barrel.
Man, I bet you're upset they stopped using Sharpies, aren't you?
No, that's okay. It's spelled differently. So that's our 10,000th barrel right there. So, right, Casey, back in November, you guys filled that one.
Yep.
So I'll admit, my first time up here was my interview with Brian, and we were walking the property, and I think this was probably half full at that point, and I thought that was crazy. I'm like, Brian, wow, man, like that's a lot of whiskey. And he's like, go big or go home. So he's definitely a horsepower kind of guy, as he would say. So if you got the horsepower, man, do it.
You're right.
And what I love about Brian and Renne's attitude of kind of that go big or go home, and it's allowed me as the sales guy, right? No, all gas, no brakes, right? We're not going to run into a shortage issue or a year issue or anything like that up here. We can sell till we're happy, right? So go, go, go. And I thought they were kind of crazy for laying down that much whiskey, but it's coming really handy on the street.
What is Mr. Barrel Master? What's the pink mean?
Pink tape is barrels I've set aside for myself. So we run a Distiller Select
Okay,
program.
Well, how do we get one of those, Casey?
I don't know. That's on
Up
there.
to the distillery. Yeah, so
That's
pink tape.
2016.
Yep. Pink
Hey.
tape is barrels the head distiller and myself set aside. We run Distiller Select program. We'll come through. I do samples of almost every barrel in here.
So, okay.
Pick the very best. We'll
So if I
choose our
see
favorites
one
out
with
of
pink
that.
tape on it, I need to remove the pink tape, and hopefully you
Hey,
forget.
What about that one?
Man, have you seen this barrel? Look, you've tapped into it a few times. Though.
I've
What is
got
this
most
one?
of
Is
the
this a
numbers
bourbon or a rye?
memorized. That's a rye.
It's a rye. Oh, you love the rye. Yeah, I can't write. Ooh, Japanese.
Yep, so that's a specialty finish we've been working on That one will be coming out later this year. I don't have a date set on that yet. So with Brian and Renne being the sole owners, I don't have a board of directors I have to answer to. I can just call Renne up and say, hey, can we try something? Get the okay on that. We can run pretty much any experiment we can think of. So that is one of about 25 different experiments we have going right now.
Wow.
For barrel finishes.
And how old is this one sitting at?
That's a little under a year.
Wow. So it's
Yep, so that was 9-year juice that went into that barrel. It's been in that barrel just under a year.
Wow. When was the last time you tried it?
A couple months ago.
Okay.
I go through and I try to do a sample every couple months. The winter months, it tends to slow down a little bit.
After we pick my barrels, if you want some second-hand opinions, I'd love to.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Well,
like,
it's on the ground,
you
so
know.
I can go grab the whiskey thief. I do need to take a new sample.
oh, hey, there we go.
This is heated. The bottling line's in here as well as all of our dry storage for finished product. A little bit of extra glass, extra boxes, just bottling materials. Then I have all of your barrels set up over here.
Oh, wow. Look at these.
You can go through and do as many samples as you want today.
Look at the characteristics on this.
What's the orange tape for?
There's orange tape on that one. Is that special?
Nope. I was just marking which ones to pull in.
Oh, great.
If any that doesn't have orange tape on it is just a bonus.
Ah, good. Awesome. Wow, you even got some ruby cast finished too.
Yep, so.
Wow, y'all are really doing a lot.
Ruby port. Let's see. Cherry liqueur, Spanish brandy, Tokai, pear brandy. Got a used rum barrel that was filled with bourbon. I refilled that with rye to see what happens. Some double cask gin, Sauternes, Armagnac, Pinot. Next month will be black currant down there. A little bit of Naranja.
Black currant, what's that?
Black currant extract.
What is black currant?
It's a berry, similar to a blackberry. It's a
Okay.
really unique finish. I haven't
People-
seen anybody else do it yet.
People barrel black currant?
It's a black
berries?
currant extract, yeah.
Huh.
So that'll be a unique one.
You brought the cheese
I
curds.
just carry cheese curds around in my pocket.
It's a good move.
Welcome to Wisconsin.
Start with this glass. And this comes from France. So American glass companies would not make the glass that we want with the custom mold. Have our name on the front, our windmill logo on the back, and then these are actually Brian and Renne's thumbprints on either side.
See that?
Andy grippers, because that is not
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty heavy glass. I mean, look at the thickness of the bottom on this thing. And I think you mentioned it earlier. You've never dropped and broken one.
Knock on wood, I've never broken a bottle yet.
I have dropped one of these
Did it bounce?
and it bounced.
Yep. That sounds about right.
This is some solid stuff, man.
It's good for breakage, or lack thereof.
Yeah, there you go. All from France. That's cool. Wow.
So to start bottling here, everything gets pushed onto the line. That'll run through a deionizer. That's going to take any static out. This rinser here will come down, blow compressed air, and pull a vacuum. And that pulls any particles from shipping out. After the barrel has been dumped and cut to proof, it'll go in that stainless cylinder over there. That'll be pushed through a filter into the filler, which will dive down, fill 6 bottles at a time, automatically shut off. Corking machine here shoots a cork in every bottle. This thing has been a lifesaver. The old method was hand corking, and you'd have a nice circular bruise on your palm that never went away. Labeling machine, front and back label at the same time, and that will print any information I want. Typically batch number, age, proof, ABV. Everything is capsuled by hand still, so we have capsules here. All of those are put on by hand, heat sealed with a heat gun. So semi-automatic.
Semi, right, but there's still a good
still
bit of
very
handiwork
manual.
that goes into these.
Oh yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Not handwriting labels anymore, but
Yeah, thank goodness. How many years?
we'll be releasing 10-year product this year, so almost 10 years distilling. Business has been here for about 12.
Wow. Yeah, there's your buddy. Yeah, there it is.
Is that Riley's?
So Creekville Spirits.
Old Creekville Spirit stickers
little
up here.
South Carolina shout out there.
Yeah. No, this is super cool. And they're just, I'd say they're just getting started, but they've been doing it for so long that they're really starting to hit their stride. That's really important for a distillery. When you start gaining traction in different markets and start having people that want to come and do single barrels with you. That's very prideful, and that's something to be, you know, really proud of.
Yeah.
So this is very cool experience.
Take a lot of pride in the single barrel program. We have one of the fastest turnarounds of anybody. So from barrel pick to the storefront, it's about 6 weeks.
Whoa.
Yeah, I can be bottling whatever barrel you pick by Monday if I had the stickers.
What's today?
Well, it does get
That's
it
crazy.
gets a little wonky with out of state.
Yeah,
We're at
I'm
the
sure.
mercy of shipping and things like that. Wisconsin, our record is 24 hours.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Did a barrel for Total Wine, what was it, a week before Christmas a few years back, and they ran out of their single barrel 96 proof. And I'm like, well, it's kind of a bad time of year to be out of stock on that. So I ran up here, Casey pulled a barrel, we all bottled it together, threw it in the back of my truck, went to the distributor, landed at Total Wine the next day. So
That's super cool.
so that's the record, 24 hours. He doesn't love it when I have to do that, though.
Drop everything and bottle something special.
That's hell.
All right, so everything's a little mixed in here. Want to start with bourbon or rye?
Whatever you recommend.
I would probably recommend starting with bourbon.
Okay. These are cool. Yeah, these are
Start
really
young and get older?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Stand around and eat cheese curds. All right. So, just due to speed here, I don't use the Whiskey Thief very often. I use these little wood spiles and a drill. A little quicker when you have to pull 100 in a day.
I'm sure.
One hole in the top for airflow. One more in the bottom. All right.
Wow, look at that. What? November?
November.
Little cheese curd garnish.
Not standard practice, but very,
We
very
do this-
Wisconsin.
we do this for out-of-state guests.
Oh, I feel special.
Yes.
This is cool. So, the old cheese curd garnish. I will be pairing
Haven't seen that one before.
the barrel pick that we choose with some squeaky cheese.
Nope. He doesn't like the squeakiness though.
Dude, the squeakiness on this cheese is insane. It's a total texture thing for me, I think. The flavor of it's like great. But man, if I'm squeaking down on something, it's like, I feel like I'm chewing on rubber, but it's not. It's just squeaky cheese curds.
Straight up cheddar.
Straight up cheddar, brah.
These Zach barrels are coming along nice. I was a little worried about it a few years ago.
Yeah. We were kind of questioning it before we started tapping into them regularly, but the majority of them have come along very well.
Yeah, this tastes very similar to most of the stuff I've had from y'all.
So typically, bourbon is very subjective, so I don't like to filter anything out.
Yeah.
If it's absolutely unbearable, I'll set that barrel aside. He won't ever see a sample of it. Other than that, just because I don't like it doesn't mean nobody else would like it. So I try to give him a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Might not be my personal favorite, but somebody that he finds might love it. Might be their favorite barrel. So
Yeah.
I try to keep a wide range of samples out, wide range of flavors. I'm not trying to filter barrels out for specific taste. I do not have the exact proof points, so most of these were barreled at 117. Typically, I notice a gain of about 3 points, so I would guess 120. If you want anything exact, I do have the alkalizer in the office. I can go run an exact
I
sample
was just
down to the
curious about
100th.
kind of what were
The range.
the range.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of
Typically
where we're at.
118 to 123
Yep.
is what we see.
Yeah.
Every now and then we hit a 125 like you had last night at my house.
Yeah. That one was spicy.
That's not as common.
It's a spicy boy.
I have a really wild barrel I did for my last Distiller Select that came out much hotter, but
Don't even say that out loud. Right
don't have any more of
now. Don't even
those.
say it out loud.
Y'all have a way of disposing of samples, or is there? Okay, cool. I was just making sure I didn't upset anybody when I blessed this barrel.
Nope.
I blessed
They
that.
leak anyway. Yeah, that's perfect.
I love these Glens. I'm gonna have to get one.
I'm pretty sure you can have one.
Can I just have one
Is
thing
that really what you guys do when you go, like, you bless the barrel? That's a thing?
Yeah.
You just, like, let it run over it?
You just toss it on it like holy water, man.
That's a lot to just toss on there.
Well, yeah.
Like that one?
Yeah, that's blessed now.
Camera might get a little wobbly.
It's like the movie Without a Paddle, and he's like, thanks a lot. I now christen thee, and he's like, thanks a lot, my kids play in the water there.
Look at the amount of character on these, dude. Do y'all typically get this much character on your barrels, or is it just your climate that's so,
I
ferocious?
think a lot of it is the climate. We have really wild temperature fluctuations.
Yeah.
That helps us a lot with the expansion and contraction.
Wow.
It's closer to 8 on this one. A little bit lower proof. This was entered at 100. Typical is 117, but we did a couple batches at 100 proof. In a good way, I hope.
Yes. No.
Haven't sampled this one yet.
This
is
one's
new to me.
This one. So 100 proof versus 117 proof. A little older, and there was some gas coming out of it when you drilled into the top. It was kind of breathing.
Yes.
Also a different cooperage.
A different cooperage too. Okay, interesting.
How much do you guys find that different cooperages affect your whiskey?
Quite a bit. Most of the flavor and all of the color is coming from the barrel. So you can make great distillate. If you put it in a bad barrel, you're going to have bad whiskey. So very important that you have good barrels.
Dude, the nose on this
That's
one
way
is
different.
crazy good.
That's way different.
It's like giving me like a maple nose almost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For a couple of years there, Casey, right, our Zach barrels were so light. They tasted great.
The color was
The
just
color was so
off.
light. And I'm like, man, not that coloring means everything, but to the consumer,
Yeah.
That's a lot of the draw.
yeah.
I mean, if I walk into a liquor store and I see a dark barrel next to a light one, probably going to pick the dark one.
Is what it is. But the Zachs have really gained some nice color over the last year even.
Yeah, this one's actually a Kelvin Cooperage barrel.
Right.
Yeah.
This is good.
That's different. That's
It's
way
very different. I like whatever's going on in this one more than what was going on in the first one. So we've got a new front runner. This is significantly more dynamic when it comes to the various flavors that I'm getting off of it.
I got a longer finish kind of my lips too with this one.
A lot of sweetness, almost like fruity notes
Yeah, I
on
was
that
gonna say,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big kind of sweet bourbon kind of guy. And then every now and then I'll find like one that's really strong when it comes to like the citrus pepper kind of yin yang thing that they do. So
Pepper Zen Yin Yang.
this pepper yin yang. Yep.
I've heard of that before.
Have you?
Delicious.
Down at Red's.
Yeah, I tend to like the sweet bourbons and the really smoky ryes.
Yeah. I'm really curious now, depending on as we go to different one cooperages and different proof points, entry proofs. I mean, the 100 proof seemed like it took on the barrel really well.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I have not sampled many of these 100 proof barrels yet. I don't have many laying around.
So at cast strength, this would be like 105?
Maybe.
Because it doesn't sip really hot.
Nope.
I finished that. That was good.
But as I always like to say, it's all about like one time we had a
Yeah.
group up here, right? They were picking a barrel, and it was their favorite. And it just happened to come out at 109. And they're like, what? And I'm like, that was our favorite, right? I mean, 8 dudes in a room all agreed that was the winner. So, it's not always about slapping that high proof on there and all of that, whatever.
I will pick a 105 proof bourbon that tastes better over a 120 proof mouth scorcher any day.
Yeah.
Any day. I don't care about the proof. I care about what it tastes like. That's why I'm excited to be doing this and have actually a different option. You get the 117 entry proof and you get 100 entry proof, and we may have something that we may like way better. So
Yeah, I like the range. Nice work, Casey.
yeah.
Yeah, Nathan's recently been filling barrels at all kinds of different proofs too. So we're gonna have everything.
Nathan's back there
We've been
cooking. He's like a chemist.
We've been experimenting, so we've done everything from 105 to 125 in the last couple of years.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, that'll be unique once
is
that
good.
gets over 5.
I was going to say, 5
Got a
years.
while, yeah.
Wow.
That's the problem with this. You try and experiment, and you gotta wait 5 years to find out if it's good.
Have you ever been impatient and just like crawled through just to get the one on the top that you know is up there?
Nope.
No. Is that dangerous?
Very.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. That's why.
Yep.
Not just for you, but for the whiskey also.
Yeah. Now, I have taken some of my rock climbing gear and pitched it over a rafter in the other building and
Really?
jumped up into the rafters, but not walking across barrels. That's dangerous.
Yeah, no doubt. You got to move 20 to 30 barrels to get the one in the back.
Each row's about 80, 90. So, yeah, it's a couple hours if you want to get a barrel in the back.
Wow, really?
Yeah, over the last few years, I've gone around the property here and mapped out every single barrel. So if I show you the notes on my phone, I have every single barrel number on site here mapped into my computer, and now I can type in barrel 7404. It's gonna tell me row 2, left side, bottling house.
And when's the wheated gonna be ready again?
Ooh, we're gonna release wheat again this year. It's actually these guys up here.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
We're looking at them.
Wheated bourbon will be re-released this year. I do not expect that one to stick around.
Yeah, it's going to be quick, huh?
That's gonna go quick. I only have a few barrels this year, and then mid next year, we'll have enough around to actually distribute and hopefully keep it in stock. Wheat's one of those that just flies off the shelves as soon as we put it out.
And the amount of passion you have for it, I mean, I'm sure they didn't really ask you or tell you to go and map where everything is. You were just like, hey, man, I got to know where this stuff's at. It's kind of my job.
Makes my job much easier.
Yeah.
There is a point where you want to find a single barrel, get out there for a month,
Good luck.
go dig around. You're going to pull 500-600 barrels out. Maybe you're going to find it, maybe you won't.
Yeah.
So this narrows it down. I can go find a barrel within an hour or two now.
Nice.
So much quicker.
Barrel master.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be a sick business card.
Would be a good business card.
Or
Next time
under
Bethany
your
reorders
nameplate
for me.
on like your office door.
Yeah. And what do you do? I'm a barrel master.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
We're working on it. We'll come up with a plan.
You and I were
Yeah,
talking
we'll
about
come
some
We'll
stuff.
come back for a real Wisconsin winter, and
It's my favorite line extension that we ever did.
Really?
As the guy who usually hates line extensions because I have to go hit the market with it, and we already sell, 15 SKUs in Wisconsin?
And then when I do all my exclusives, everybody asks
Then-
you
yeah,
for it.
And then everybody goes, how do I get that? I'm like, you don't.
Nope, on-site only.
On-site only.
You just did a cherry one. And
Yep. So cherry liqueur is for sale right now. I have a rum finish bourbon out there. A little bit of vanilla left over still. As I was saying earlier, blackcurrant's going to be next month.
You got
and
a
then
vanilla finish bourbon?
Very good.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites that we've ever done.
Really?
yours just put up.
Dude. Whoa.
You have a little bit of that laying around.
You got a
still.
bottle of that laying around? Might be able to ship a bottle home or something.
Whoa.
You hear
High
that
pressure.
air coming out of there? Look at that. Look at that freaking flow rate coming out of that thing. That barrel looks wicked.
All right. That'll be an interesting one. Save that one for later. I just want to pull the sample.
Oh, it's getting acclimated because it was hissing at you.
That's a unique one, so that's a little different than everything else in here. So I have not sampled that yet.
Okay, what is it? Or are you not going to tell me?
It is a rye, a little bit different mash bill. So we have
Okay.
2 different mash bills we use for the rye. It's going to be the
Interesting.
lower rye content.
Lower rye content.
Which barrel is it?
Yeah, it's that big black beauty right there.
Oh, you're on the camera now?
I'm always on camera.
Oh, wow.
See?
All right.
What do you got there, Casey?
That's a rye. So we'll do another bourbon before we switch over to the ryes.
Another bird.
Yeah.
That's a shot right there.
You like the lighting?
The side profile of.
Like the lighting? All right. Now, the second one was good. Oh, I gotta have a cheese curd.
No, probably should.
Hey, give it one.
That's a monster. I'm not having
A
that
lot
big
of
one.
folks will use oyster crackers, right? We do cheese.
Cheese
It
curd.
really brings out that mouthfeel.
Dude, the squeakiness.
I don't think it
Wow.
We'll get him some fried cheese curds later today, but
Dude, yeah. Anything fried from South Carolina, done. It's happening. I'm gonna love it. This.
What do you think, left or right?
I go right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's got the.
Why is
The
the,
orange sugar.
why is the one? Yeah, it's got the.
It's one of the barrels I marked to bring in here.
Yeah.
Everything that doesn't have the orange was just a bonus.
I really appreciate you doing all this for us.
Yeah, no
Thank you.
problem.
Yeah, let's go right. Let's go sticker.
All right,
Also, it's like.
see what we got.
Unless you've been
Oh,
unless you've been drilling into the back, Casey. I don't.
nope.
You ever drilled this one?
This is a brand new barrel that I have never tasted.
Letting the gas come out is crazy. I've never heard that before.
Next time we do.
So what that is in the cold, the liquid will all contract when I bring it back in here, and it expands. The pressure in the barrel gets much higher.
Wow.
So I've had a couple of these that'll do that for about a minute and a half.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you'd be back here in May, every single sample I pull does that. Where you actually get some condensate on the barrels. You can see the exact fill level of every single barrel in the warehouse.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Yeah, really unique. All right.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
This is
This
so cool. Is it like way cooler than other ones, I guess? I don't know. I feel like
This is,
is it kind of done the same way everywhere? I guess not, huh?
no, it's just,
They don't bring the cheese.
dude, nobody's
Where
brought
I
the
put my
cheese
hammer.
like Wisconsin brings the cheese. I'm just really happy to have this. I've always been a big fan of this brand, of this distillery and everything. So being here in person is really cool. I've been harping on this distillery for quite some time. I've been saying y'all got to check them out. Y'all got to try their stuff. You got to really get into it. Driftless Glen is really cool. Just all around, they're doing great things. I mean, you can see they've got experiments going on for years here. I never know if it's going to pan out or not, but most of the time, they have the luxury of it actually panning out. They got cool special releases in their gift shop. I mean, we're here with Casey and Justin just trying to find a good barrel, and there's 7,000 of them. So it's, you know,
Got to be one.
there's got to be one in here that's good. And the weather today lined up. We brought the South Carolina weather with us, and
Just for one day though.
but I mean, it's cool, you know. Like Justin was saying, is it not done like this everywhere? Everywhere has its own unique twist, right? Like I've never seen so many barrels with so much character on them, which makes it feel more special each time. Each one's very characteristic. You don't forget, oh, well, which barrel was it? Was it that one? You know, it's like, oh, it's this one that looks like it just came out of a fire, you know? So that's what I love about it. Bourbon's all different. Like you said, Casey, is very subjective. So if I'm here in Wisconsin drinking bourbon and I'm down the road in Iowa, or I'm down the road in Charleston, or I'm somewhere in Kentucky drinking bourbon, it's all going to be different. And that's kind of why we hunt it down.
Great speech.
All right, Bourbon Hunter, give us a breakdown of this barrel. Read the barrel for us.
Bold of you to assume I can read, but 2017, K being the month, which would be what, November again? And then the 17th, so that's November 17th, 2017. This was barreled, entry proof 117, and the fill level was 57.33 gallons, I assume.
Proof gallons.
Proofed gallons, which is different
Little bit
than
different
American
than-
gallons.
Proof gallons is slightly different than volumetric gallons. So these are
Okay.
53 gallon barrels by volume.
Gotcha.
Yep, 57.33 by proof gallon.
And then barrel number, and which cooperage is this?
This is Zach Cooperage.
Zach Cooperage. Okay, cool.
This is the first sample.
Yeah, you've never tapped this bad boy.
Nope,
Pretty good.
that's been sealed up.
I don't know if it's as good as that second one.
I would put it number 2 behind that
I
one.
was just gonna say, I feel like it's in between both of them.
The first one was not hitting. The
Lot of
second
sugar
one
to this one.
was hitting. The third one's opening up a little bit more now that I've kind of swirled it around, but it's definitely way hotter. Which, entry proof point
Which would make
wise,
sense.
definitely makes sense, yeah.
I have a maple note to that one as well.
Yeah,
Right as you said that, I got it.
I'm picking it
Right
up a
before you
little
said
bit with some of your bourbons. I think maybe the one you had last night at your house, Justin, was also kind of like maybe just the way y'all do things out here.
That was an 8.5.
That's pretty good. Like the more it's opened up, it's got some air to it. It's kind of opened up a little bit. Definitely getting some more of the maple flavor you were talking about. And like we've said like 4 times today, bourbon's so subjective. Once somebody says a flavor, it's like, oh yeah, I get that. You're talking about that tangerine bubble gum? It's like, what?
Bourbon's
yeah.
a hard one for me to pick too. When we're doing our distiller selects, much easier to go through the ryes. I know exactly what I'm looking for in a rye.
Yeah.
Once it stands out, that's it. With a bourbon, I'll come back between 2 and 3. I've actually been between 3 different barrels now for about 4 or 5 months, Don't know which one to pick. Every time I sample it, it's a different order.
Wow.
Yeah, no idea what I'm gonna do there yet. Might just have to release all 3 of them.
Yeah, or if you need a second opinion off camera, I can totally drink for you.
All of a sudden he starts flying up every other month. You just hang out with Casey and
We'll be here all day.
Dude, I'll hang out with Casey anytime. I don't care. You want me to come drink bourbon, barrel-proof bourbon out of the barrel? That's totally fine.
New drills, like, yeah.
Because the more I learn about this process, the better I can do the barrel picking process. I mean, everybody's like, oh, you're doing this because it's YouTube and stuff. Yeah, but I'm also new to it. I'm also just trying to get to know how to do this entire thing. Justin's been doing it for 8 years. Casey's been here for just as long. These guys are professionals. I'm trying to get better so that I can give better bottles to y'all. That's what we're here for. I'm here with 2 professionals that have been doing it for quite some time, and they know what they're doing.
If I had more of it, I have a bottle of batch 1 at the house. We're not opening it.
Not opening
batch
it.
2 rye at home.
We've come a long way.
Yeah.
Thanks to Casey and Nathan, you know, I always say they make my job a lot easier. So, you know, when they're making great juice, it's a lot easier for me to roll into Rollers and Hilton Head and go, boys, I have some really good samples for you. I know it says Wisconsin. I always like to joke, like, we don't have a sexy zip code, right?
What's the zip code?
Well, just, was it 53910?
Can't even remember it. It's so difficult.
Wrong. 53913.
I don't live here.
You were close. I was waiting
I
for
don't
that
live
last.
here.
That's hilarious.
I would live in this area in a heartbeat, but again, where I have to deploy to, whether that's Madison, Milwaukee, up north, it's way easier to live where I live.
You're on the
Baraboo-
road every single day
Yeah.
in a different town anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know how you'd remember anywhere.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll put this one at number 2 on the
Number
list.
2?
Yeah.
I'd agree. Icicles
Nice.
on that barrel. Looks like they melted off, but interesting.
Wow.
All right, now I feel like a wuss.
A little bit.
Okay, so
Let's see.
we called an audible.
Called an audible.
Casey said, you've liked barrel number 2 so far the best. Why don't we go try something off the wall?
Just one more for good measure.
The barrel master knows where everything's at, so he took us to the very, very cold rick house. And he's about to drill into something that was probably not on the schedule. So I'm excited to see what it's all about. We're looking for a very solid bourbon, because this is a bourbon channel. Their rye is very good. I'm excited to do a rye, but we're trying to nail down, like number 2 is very good. Trying to nail down like a competitor.
Left or right?
Left or right? Oh man.
You only get to pick one. Don't screw this up.
I know, right?
Could sample both.
Sample both. Yeah,
Let's
let's go
sample
left,
both.
man. He was kind of honing in on the left. He was standing off to the left anyway. So.
Well over a year since I've sampled
Wow.
this. So this will be much different from the last sample I pulled.
And this is completely different staves and, cooperage.
Completely different
Yeah.
cooperage.
Completely
This
different
will be
cooperage.
Now we're into barrels. Oh, I was like, what is this?
Completely different flavor.
I got my pocket Glen.
This is.
Yeah, mine too.
Look at the color on this. Is this older or something?
Yeah. Wait till you smell this.
It's gonna be
It's freezing cold.
very cold.
Entry proof?
117.2.
117.2 entry proof. How am I reading this?
Not as well as the laser engraved
Yeah,
ones.
I can't read this one as
Yeah.
well. This one's Sharpee. Okay.
Let's see what we think here.
Oh wow, the nose on this is insane. This is an insane nose.
This is gonna be the winner. But we knew this was gonna be the winner.
I didn't know. I don't know where we are. You know where we are.
Casey knew it was gonna be the winner.
Oh, he did.
Probably.
This is where we take
Well,
you.
we'll see.
This is where we take you when your smile's not quite as bright as we'd like it to be when we're ripping through barrel samples.
Not always.
Not always.
No.
We do not do this.
No. You can't just come in and turn me down 6 times. Yeah.
No, Casey, no. Take me to this
Gotta be in a
rickhouse.
good mood.
Okay.
Steven, my cameraman's giving me the.
Unless I don't know what I'm talking about, this is the winner.
Y'all are putting a lot of thoughts in my head. I'm with Barrel Master Casey over here. We're gonna discuss this.
I'm waiting for your opinion.
It is my opinion. The mouthfeel on this is insane. First of all, that's the first thing I noticed. And then there's like a complexity of 2 or 3 different flavors going on. I'm getting definitely some oak char on it, but there's a little bit of this kind of leathery note that I'm getting on my tongue, like right in the middle across.
I could see that.
That's really good. That's really good. And it's a higher entry proof, higher exit proof. Drink's about the same as the 100 proof ones.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
I would guess that one's closer to 125.
Yep.
If I had to take
you
a
think
guess.
so?
I can run the sample through the alkalizer.
Oh man, the mouth feels good.
I can run it through and get an exact proof on it, but I would guess somewhere around there.
The mouth feels great.
Merry Christmas.
That's a Driftless Glen bourbon right there.
One that I wanted.
knew what you were
One that I
doing.
wanted to hold back. Yeah.
Thank God he didn't put a piece of duct tape on this one.
I know.
Memorize most of the numbers too.
The duct
That's
tape
a good
is
one.
For sure.
Man, the more it warms up in my hands, the better it gets. Yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely feel, you could taste the difference in temperature.
Significantly, yeah.
If we brought the sample inside, it will change once that sample warms up.
This lingers on my tongue
Yeah,
forever.
I've been taking a sip in a second, and it's still.
Keeps the heat.
I don't know about y'all, but I get the lingering towards the front, like almost like my front teeth and like the back part of my lips, and the tip of my tongue at least.
Oh man, and the more it warms up in my hands, the better I like it. It's really good. It's so complex. Justin, you knew it.
I did. So did Casey.
I didn't know it would be the winner, but I knew it would be a good one.
It's very good.
Still don't know if it's the winner. Have to do it side by side.
Could do it side by side. When was the last time you tried that one on the right? Out of curiosity.
Probably about the same time. Don't remember the last time I pulled a sample out of that one, but I would guess about a year. Can give it
You
a
need
go.
to know,
I
right?
have more sample
It's your job
bottles.
to know, right?
All right. Here we go.
All right, let's see. Gotta get another sample bottle.
Driftless Glen. If you haven't heard of them, if you haven't tried any of their stuff, you should. You really should. I think you're missing out. This is good stuff. It's so crazy. This is like a refrigerator in here.
It really is. Yeah, no, this is chilly. Like we're from here and this is cold.
Very nice when you get to June, though. It's 80 degrees outside. You can walk in here and it's 50.
Fun.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Okay. The day hasn't even really started yet.
I know.
You guys still get to go experience your first fish fry?
Hell yeah.
That was a rough sample.
Wow.
Let me know.
Wow.
Is that my water?
Driftless Glen. Wow.
Is that my water?
Yeah, it is.
Here, I'll take it.
Yep. Let me clean your glass for you. Wow. You okay? Wait.
You live here.
I'm the non-local and I'm doing fine.
I don't care what anyone says. It's chilly in here.
I'm in a nice jacket though. I got this nice Sitka jacket
Sitka.
on.
You
Yeah.
need to get sick to Driftless Glen gear.
That would be like $400 at best.
Maybe not.
Yeah, no, it was a gift.
You get a lot of mums.
Yeah.
Anything more expensive? You buy a lot of mums.
You can buy a ton of cheese curds for $400.
Good.
It's a lot of squeaks right there.
That's a lot of squeaks.
A lot of squeaks. It's
Man, I'm dying for some of them squeaks.
gonna be the buzzword this weekend.
We gotta try
of squeaks.
A lot of squeaks.
You need a squeak count in the bottom of the video.
Squeak count.
You try this one yet, buddy?
Not yet. Trying to let it warm up a little first.
It's super cold, yeah.
These barrels don't make their way out of this building,
Yeah.
so don't have any of these warming up.
Wow. So, just for my curiosity, what did you write low fill on here for? Is that because it's just down here? Oh, that's why.
Pretty low.
Yep.
That barrel is not happy.
Nope. That barrel leaked considerably.
Wow. Low fill. No dude. You probably got, what? How many gallons out of 53 you think are left in this now?
Want to find out? Let's see.
Sure.
Just keep drilling.
Probably like 4 or 6
Okay. About right there.
Wow. This is a great time for me to interrupt and explain the barrel pick. So it is for sale right now at www.bourbonhunter.shop. We had a Patreon exclusive. That low fill barrel you just saw was for sale for Patreon members first. We had 48 bottles, completely sold out within the first few hours that we released it. It was an incredible whiskey, and the sticker was influenced by that because it evaporated so much, it spilled so much. The Angels got their fair share, so we decided to do the Angel Share sticker. And Brett DeBoer, an incredible artist that helps me with my barrel pick stickers, and we even designed 2 more for the other releases. So unfortunately, the Angel Share is sold out, but there are still some barrel cake and some Big Wisco rye available. These bourbons and ryes are the top of the line, some of the oldest whiskey that Driftless Glen has ever released. If you're on the fence, check them out now. Back to the video.
Yeah,
Wow.
if you want that one sight unseen, we'll just tack it on to whatever else you find.
Yeah, that's enough for...
4 6-packs, not
Yeah.
even? Yeah.
Have you tried this?
It's got
Not
like
yet.
an extra little.
It's got a little extra layer of vanilla layered in there, like a little vanilla cake, like a little layered vanilla cake. Dude, maybe a little coconut on top.
A lot of vanilla.
A lot of vanilla.
Could almost call that a finish, actually.
Yeah, it's like super vanilla forward.
Wow.
Do we do another vanilla bomb?
Well, how'd the first vanilla bomb go?
Sold out in like 4 hours.
All right. There you go. There's your answer.
This is really good.
Yeah, I'm impressed with these barrels, actually.
These are nice barrels.
There's a reason why you flagged them.
Well, if you want to know the reason, I'll tell you.
Sure, what's the reason?
It's part of our 10-year stock, so I don't give these out very often. These are about 9.5 years old right now. So these, I think I've only ever given out 4 ever at this point.
I'm glad you said that after we tasted it and like improved it, because like I just don't want the connotation of like, oh, it's 9 years, it's gonna be good.
Exactly.
But it's like clearly you saw the look on our faces.
It helps a little bit.
Some people might like 6 more, might be better at 5.
I mean, those
Year
other
doesn't.
crews over there were great, and like those were leading contenders, and then we tried these and
Age doesn't necessarily dictate how good it's going to be.
absolutely.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It can be great at 7 and awful at 9.
I think last year was a big year with 5s. When I was
Fives were
doing barrel
great.
picks, like we'd have 5, 6, 7, whatever, and then
The 6s were not hitting
people
at
were like,
all
oh,
last year.
oh, it's going to be the older one. And then they're like, all right, our favorite's number 2, and I'm like, that's a 5-year. I'm like, what?
I found that out pretty early doing barrel picks. If you tell everybody the age,
It's just like
Up
if
front.
you say like, oh, I get vanilla on this, then everyone's gonna get vanilla
yep.
on it.
So
Typically, it's not.
when we're
Dude,
not doing
it's not as,
samples
it's not as
straight out of the
aggressive
barrel,
as the first
I'm
one.
going to
I
do
like
it
that.
blind.
This
I'll
one's
pour samples
soft.
beforehand. I'll keep the numbers hidden. I'll keep the
It's
details hidden.
really,
I'll just say, this is
really
bourbon,
sweet.
this is rye.
And it's got a little, I'm telling you, it's got a little like frosting on the back end.
Speaking of frosting, speaking of frosting,
Getting a little frosty over here.
Yeah.
Steven, I'd,
It's fanning directly in the fan too. It's
Yeah.
probably not
we
helping.
got a fan, we got wind.
Yeah,
This is
blowing
the
all
one.
the cold air at this
Nice.
point.
this is the one.
Cool.
Dude, this is totally the one. This is the one that's speaking to me. I have warmed it up 100% before I took a sip.
It's very unique compared to the other.
This is so good.
I also like.
I really like this one.
This was really good.
All
right.
Should
So
we
you
call it like vanilla frosting or something on the sticker, on the
You're
tater
sure
sticker?
that's the one?
Oh, yeah.
That's the one, 100%.
All
No
right.
doubt in my mind. That's, lock it in, submit it. That's the one.
Rock
Yeah.
it in, submit it, I got to take a picture.
The infamous pink tape.
Mark that for later.
Put
Wow.
the H on there and the color.
Yeah, I got a Sharpie in my bag. Do you mind if I put my John Hancock on there?
Oh yeah, there you go.
He's got a Sharpie in his bag. That's so good. That is like really good. This is all that's left of the sample too. I was gonna drink some more of it.
You can pull a little more. Still have to
Here
test
is.
it.
Hold on.
Let's see if I can't do my new signature that I put on all my other barrels. Let's see if I don't screw it up. Yeah, I screwed it up. Oh well. There we go. My real name's Hunter, so at least that part's pretty standardized, but definitely screwed that up.
Working on the bourbon.
I did it like 168 times on my last barrel pick, a hand signed each one, but I was sober.
Now we're drinking 120
Yeah.
proofs.
Yeah, it is.
Cold enough in here, you can't feel your
is
fingertips either.
February
Blame it on the cold.
28th, 2025. One of the better Co-Wetzel songs for you.
Throw that bottle of whiskey on the sea.
There we go. Steven, I'd love for you to sign it too. All right.
There we go.
Congratulations.
3 in a very similar range, so I'm trying to decide which one.
He's like, hey, that's fine with me. That's
Try one
totally
of
fine.
these
We'll save plenty of time doing that. I love y'all's rye.
I
So
only have one more sample bottle, too.
Well, in case we can just use the Glencairn.
Can. Do you have a fresh one?
Find a fresh one.
All right, so we just picked our bourbon, and now we are going to pick our rye. Considering it took us 2.5 hours to pick our bourbon, we have quickly plugged and poured the 3 samples of some rye that we got laying around. Driftless Glen may not be known for, their bourbons, but their freaking rye is outstanding. And one of these 3 is definitely going to be it. You quickly went through a few of them, tasted some,
sampling
poured
a
it
few.
out, plugged them up and said, now we're moving on. And boom, boom, bam. Now we're here with 3 solid ones. I'm on sample number 1. And which number are you on?
Sample number 2.
Okay, good. Yeah, so honestly, I'm in love with the first one already. And we're just going to keep kind of rolling through it. We'll catch up here in just a minute.
Dumb question, that's why. Never been there.
Got the cheese in there, baby.
Got our cheese curds, courtesy of Justin Sharpee.
Car Valley, baby. Best cheese curds on the planet.
I'm excited to try some fried ones later, and I'm excited to try these old fashions that you claim we can crush 10 at a time. I'm just kidding.
I don't know
You
about
said
10.
I said 3. We're all about responsibility here.
Yeah.
Please drink responsibly.
No, you have no idea.
Wisconsinably.
When I drink Wisconsinably. I was about to say, I don't know about you, but this one and this one are very close. Mm-hmm. Like, they're super close. Do we have an extra Glen laying around? Or no?
Ooh. Justin?
I would.
What's that one got? Does that work?
I'm staring at one. I'm staring at
All
one.
right.
Yeah, let me do a little side by side on these, because sample number 2 and sample number 3 are very close to me, at least. Sample number 2 is a little more herbal, a little more kind of, I hate botanical is the word, but it kind of is.
Kind of looking at this barrel here. Looks like that's almost exactly 8 years. Little over. 8 years and 1 week.
I don't even know which sample that is. Don't tell me yet.
Okay.
I don't want to know. The holy water. All right, so this is number 3. We're going to try number 2 real quick again. Because number 3 is pretty good. Yeah.
I'm still on sample 3. Haven't wanted to dump it out.
I'm on 3.
Yeah.
It's got a really long finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I've been on 3 for about, 2 minutes now. Probably 20. Yeah.
So what I'd say is 2 is more of your traditional rye. It's got a really stronger rye spice to it. That's probably where those notes of the botanical is coming through that I'm trying to explain. But yeah, that tastes very similar to a lot of the rye that's on the market right now, just from various different places. But this, number 3 is a little special. I don't know.
Number 3 is a little more unique to me.
Yeah, like much more unique. I really enjoy rye whiskey. This is difficult. And these are all the same mash bill, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, actually.
Because they're very different. And you mentioned earlier there may be some separate kind of things happening here. I wouldn't be surprised if they're different. Now, if they are the same, cool. Barrels are different. But are they the same mash bill? Do you know?
Those two are not actually. 2 and 3 are not the same. 1 and 2 are the same. 3 is different.
See, I actually have like a decent palate because I was like, I don't know. I think I like number 2 the best.
Number 2?
I think I do.
All right. Still gonna move over to
That's
1 here.
funny that you knew that though. You were just like, yep, they're totally different.
Like I said, I memorized a lot of the numbers. I know the barrels by number.
What's the reason for the change in mash bill? Or
So we did an initial run of this and liked it enough that we mass produced it. So I have a couple hundred of these barrels sitting around. It's a phenomenal product, but as most rye is, most people like bourbon.
So I think the reason I like number 2 the most is because it's got that, which I came here with a predeposition. I was like, I want some bubblegum rye.
Yeah.
And I think it's got this sweet kind of, big league chew style to it. Number 3 is your typical
75-25.
solid rye, heavy on the rye. I don't know, it's good. Like, they're both really good, but I think number 2's for me. Well, I don't know, man. Now I'm drinking number 3. You get it, it's pretty good.
that's the hardest part about barrel picks is like they're all good options. Like it's not like one sucks.
Yep.
They're all great options. You just got to pick the one that you like.
If you can't pick, it means we're doing our job well.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time, but I think I know the answer now, specifically after drinking number 3 again. I think the finish on number 3 gets a little harsh towards the end. And I think number 2 stays with that sweet smoothness, and it just kind of rolls into the evening. And this is kind of like shutting the lights off.
I could see that. The number 1600 tends to be some of my favorites, so had to put 1 in there.
I got 3 incredibly different ryes, but they're all really good. Number 2's for me.
All right.
I'm picking number 2.
Number 2 it is.
Number 2.
Yeah, which is what barrel? And what mash bill?
Barrel 3205. So
Yep.
here.
Right there.
Oh, it's
So,
the big black barrel.
8 years and 1 week. So that's going to be 75-25, 75% rye, 25% malted barley, barreled at 117.2.
We're gonna call this the Triple B rye. Yeah, no, we're not. Not at all. It's the Big Wisco rye.
Big years. It's a great looking rye.
Yeah, no doubt. Look at this barrel. It's all black. It's just covered in stuff.
That's how you know it's good.
Harvey's got his hand on the.
I got my hand all over the rust over here.
Yeah. Got the
This barrel wasn't gonna make it
information
much
sheet on the
longer.
back.
Look at all this barrel candy on the back. Wow.
Almost covered enough you can't actually read the information
No,
back
I mean,
there.
seriously, she's been.
Crap, it's bourbon.
Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
You're right, it is a different match bill.
Totally different mash bill.
There's no sweet notes.
No, this is a good rye. This is a very good rye. All right. Okay, I think I remember how to do it. Wait. Yeah, baby. There's a little R there. Man, this is so exciting.
It's cool. Now you'll have the date of the pick and the date of the barrel.
Yeah. I'm so excited. This is a really good rye. Big black barrel. I'm sure you hadn't had somebody come in here and say that before.
No, that's the first time.
That is a first.
First time.
There we go.
Yeah, we try to keep it as PG-12 as possible.
Purely characteristically descriptive.
13, but close enough.
It's just a description. All right, so big thank you to Driftless Glen for inviting us out, doing 2 barrel picks. First time I've ever done 2, so really excited.
Thank you so
Justin.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for keeping us in diamonds and furs.
Hey man, it all came from just a afternoon lunch on Shim Creek.
Boom.
I know.
Ah, I love Shim.
In Charleston.
Yeah. So again, thank you for coming up. Really appreciate you and Steven coming up here. Sorry, it's gonna be freezing cold tomorrow.
It's okay. I'm excited. And thank you, as always, being the barrel master. You picked some incredible stuff for us, and I think everybody's gonna truly enjoy it. I hope to come back sometime in the future, man. I really do, because if these sell out like I hope they do, then they got plenty to go.
Yeah, we have a few options for anybody out there, right?
Yeah, just a few.
So and again, local retailers in South Carolina, we have distribution statewide as well, in Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois. So
come check them out, Driftless Glen. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.